Well, good morning, everybody on YouTube. How are you? Dominic Cortez with you. Another edition of Hammer Time coming your way. Be sure to like and subscribe us here on YouTube. This is John Iafallo from Gorilla Garage Gear, one of our sponsors both on Hammer Time TV and radio, and we'll be talking with him this Saturday morning here on radio with all the services they provide, which are epoxy floors, garage doors, and storage equipment in your garage, as well as basements. That's our topic for today. Thanks for being part of our YouTube audience. We are about to begin. Here we go. Good morning, Buffalo. Yes, it's Dominic Cortez. And of course, Hammer Time Radio starts right here, right now.
Leaking roof? Need new windows? Looking to remodel your kitchen or bath? You've come to the right place and the right time. Broadcasting on News Radio 930 WBEN since 1989, this is Hammer Time Radio. Brought to you by Lakeshore Bank, putting people first since 1891. Now, your host, your man for home improvements, Dominic Cortez.
Good morning, homeowners, and welcome once again to Hammer Time Radio here on WBEN. Dominic Cortez with you. Special guest today, John Iafallo from Gorilla Garage Gear. Good morning, Johnny.
Hey, good morning, Dom. Thanks for having me on today.
How are you?
I'm doing really good.
Always a pleasure to have one of our Hammer Time sponsors on, and Gorilla Garage Gear, Hammer Time sponsors on both radio and TV, and so great to have a relationship with you, John.
You too, and subscribe to that YouTube channel.
That's right. Check it out. We're broadcasting live on YouTube, and if you like and subscribe, that soon coming soon to the YouTube TV channel is a great content, which would include tips from the Gorilla Garage people. And I saw your dad's clip that he did on garage doors and storage equipment. It was great.
Yeah, it came out really nice. The cabinets they did there, it's really good.
So look for Hammer Time TV with Dominic Cortez on YouTube and like and subscribe that. And as I say, coming soon, great content as we build our library. So the Iafallos, Gorilla Garage Gear, you guys have gotten yourselves entrenched in a great niche, which is the epoxy coatings of garage floors. And then everything for the garage door and garage storage equipment.
Yeah,
we'll be talking about that as well as the epoxy applications for basements as well.
Yes, especially this time of year as we're starting to wrap up our last few outdoor projects. Time to start thinking about moving indoors and getting those jobs taken care of.
Let's start with the garage floors, John. There's such a disparity in the industry. You hear a lot of people advertising for the one-day application, and this really actually should be something you steer away from as opposed to be gravitating towards.
That is kind of the biggest difference in products you see available is the one day in and out quick process versus the process that we use. They both come out looking very nice, but as far as long-term care, we kind of believe in doing a little bit more prep work and things that it takes a little bit more time. You can't just get in and out in a day on those.
Well, so what exactly is the difference?
The biggest thing is the prep coat that we put down to start with as our base coat is going to be a vapor barrier. It's something in this area. We have a high water table, especially now as we are starting to get more rain. I know we had a nice dry summer, but now as the ground's starting to soak in a little bit more moisture, that moisture is going to be going to the concrete. And long term, as that builds up in the concrete, it's going to want to find a way out somewhere. And it's going to try to force that coating off if it's not treated properly with the vapor barrier.
So that's the big difference right there.
Yeah.
And, you want that warranty because you don't want to go through that whole process again.
Yeah.
What happens if it starts to peel? I mean, you've got to take it all off then, right?
If it's starting to peel, basically you're going to grind the whole thing down and you're going to have the treatment, that water vapor barrier is really the first step that should go down. Mm-hmm. So if it's not down underneath everything else, you got to take everything else out and start from scratch.
Is it safe to say that the multi-day process is more expensive than the one day?
You would think, but really material cost is about the same. Mm-hmm. The process, it takes more days just because that material takes longer to cure. So, we offset it. Usually we'll go to maybe 2 jobs a day, put some material down, let that dry, get to the next
So
one.
you're not charging a premium for the
No,
process.
I'm not losing work because I have to wait any longer. I'm going to do multiple jobs. That way I'm still able to upkeep what I need to do, and I'm not passing on any extra cost to the customer.
That's awesome. So that means that it's worthy of consideration if you're considering an epoxy floor to have a Gorilla come out and give you an estimate, because you're going to get that 15-year warranty from Gorilla Garage Gear.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that means a lot when it comes to the wearability. Mine's performing like brand new. So I think it's probably even beyond 15 years old now.
Yeah, this is our 18th year in business now. So we still have floors that have exceeded that, and we're continuing to get more and more the longer we go.
There you go. If you'd like to speak to John about the epoxy floors, or as we walk through the hour, the other services they provide, which, as I mentioned, we're going to get into, garage doors. Garage door safety will be one of our topics today, as well as garage storage equipment. They've got several lines of cabinetry for your garage. It's funny, John, the garage is probably one of the most important areas of our house that is often the most overlooked as far as its real purpose, which is to park your car, and it becomes a catch-all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you don't really expect much out of it other than I'm in and out there every day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're tossing your Amazon boxes out there, eventually taking them to the dump or wherever you go with those. But as far as use of the garage itself, I think we can expand what we're doing with them now.
There you go.
We can definitely help you out with that.
Would you say, is this a fair statement that most people don't park in their garage?
I would say in the summertime, definitely, I see a lot of people that don't park in their garage.
Mm-hmm.
The screens.
Meaning that they can't get into it because there's so much other stuff in it.
Yeah, I see that a lot, especially going to quote floors. I got to do a lot of crawling around trash and other things. The lawnmower is always in the way. How it's
803-0930 in the 716. Outside Buffalo, 1-800-616-WBEN. The Volkswagen of Orchard Park text board, open and operating. Same as our call-in number, 803-0930. Participate in the program any way you'd like. Also, check out Cortez.net. Everything we do is there. Room additions, kitchen and bath renovations, our gorgeous Bella Cucina custom kitchen cabinet line, Better Living sunrooms, solar shades, retractable awnings, and then there's those corkscrews, Techno Metal Posts of Buffalo. Also, our Come Home to Cortez cooking classes with our wonderful chef, Jerry Clemente. That's all available by checking out our website, Cortez.net. And the next class coming up, people, is the 6th of October. That is a week from Monday. And Come Home to Cortez cooking classes. Very excited to offer our Italian-influenced cooking classes with Jerry Clemente from Cipollina's Restaurant. Classes start at 6, and they take place at our Come Home to Cortez showroom at 9074 Main Street in Clarence. We're 2 miles east of Transit Road on the north side of Main Street. Come by anytime and see us. We'd love to show you around. The next class, October 6th, Italian-American Classics. Get ready for this. Chicken Parmesan. Who doesn't like that?
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Eggplant Parmesan and Fettuccine Alfredo. That's the next class, October 6th. Italian-American Classics. Register today and think ahead to giving the gift of a class. That's also an icon you can click on our website. The class after this one is the October 20th class, and that is Classic Sauces. We'll be teaching Bolognese, Puttanesca, and Aglio Olio. That's the 20th of October. All the classes are listed on our website, so check it out at Cortez.net. Good morning from Dominic Cortez. And before you pick up the hammer, before you pick up the drill, pick up the phone and give me a call. I'd love to talk to you. Well, before we talk to you, though, we're going to go see my banker. It's Christina Schwendler, the manager of the Clarence branch of Lakeshore Bank. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Dominic.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's great. Christina, some of our listeners are banking with an array of different banks that aren't really HQ'd in Buffalo. What are the benefits for dealing with a locally operated bank?
Oh, there's a lot of benefits. First, a locally operated bank understands the unique needs of Western New Yorkers. Lakeshore Bank has been serving this region for 134 years, and we understand the diverse needs of our customers better than anyone. Second, we have the flexibility and expertise to develop quick, customer-centric solutions, and all of our lending solutions are made here right in Western New York. Third, Lakeshore Bank is committed to the economic health of this region by keeping deposits and loans right here in Western New York. So the people that work here at Lakeshore Bank are our friends and our neighbors. We shop in local stores and help drive local economy.
Well, it certainly sounds like now, Christina, is the best time to consider switching to Lakeshore Bank. I know that us dealing with you, that personal service is second to none. We appreciate everything you do for us at Cortez Construction. Lakeshore Bank offers great personalized customer service. People take advantage of that by giving Christina a call today. When we're done, we'll give you her number. The bank's products and services are customized to fit your needs.
Absolutely. The banking market is always changing, but we've been operating here in Western New York since 1891. So if you're looking for a bank that has a long-standing presence and reputation in the community, why not take a look here at Lakeshore Bank?
Why not is correct. Thank you, Christina. Again, the phone number at the Clarence branch.
Absolutely. It's 688-6114, and I'm here till noon today.
All right, give Christina a call, 716-688-6114. She will take care of you like she takes care of us. Lakeshore Bank, putting people first since 1891.
Wondering where to shop for home improvements? Well, you've come to the right place. Our sponsors have proudly earned the Hammer Time seal of approval by operating with honesty and integrity. So remember, to buy right the first time, buy from a Hammer Time partner. Hammer Time listeners, it's time to gorilla your basement. Right now, get 10% off our beautiful residence basement floor, 20% off custom cabinet and storage solutions, and a whopping 30% off truss core panels to get your basement holiday ready. Why is the Gorilla Floor the best in West New York? We're the only ones bold enough to guarantee protection against the number one cause of floor failure.
All right, so we'll come back with
vapor barrier at no extra cost. No shortcuts, no
what do you want to
peeling,
talk
no
about next?
failures.
Garage
Just
doors?
Gorilla Strong protection. Visit
Garage doors.
It's Susan Rose. If you've ever dreamed of a new kitchen, now's the time before these unheard of savings disappear.
You still offer that, what is it, a $99
for the first
checkout?
time.
Oh, yeah, we'll do the tune-up.
25%. And every bit of that discount is passed directly to you. Imagine saving thousands on the kitchen or bath you've always wanted. But this offer ends October 6th. Stop in today at Kitchen and Bath Unlimited on Union near Walden. Or visit kitchenandbathunlimited.net.
This is Dominic Cortez. Fall is on its way, and winter's not far behind. Make sure your home stays comfortable all season long with a $99 health and safety checkup from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend a high-efficiency ring system to keep you cozy and warm with flexible financing to fit your budget. Nothing beats ring. Visit TRSHeatingandAirConditioning.com for details. TRS Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Excellence. Powering tomorrow, comforting today.
Live, local, Buffalo. All day long. News Radio 930 WBEN.
1019 is Hammer. 1019 is Hammer Time. Good morning, Dominic Cortez with you. John Iafallo from Gorilla Garage Gear is my guest for our first hour. Our second hour, by the way, Mike Mastrangelo from Master Appliance Repair will be here taking your appliance repair questions. We always find that that's a popular segment, so we're looking forward to Mike's stop in at 11 o'clock. In the meantime, we're enjoying our hour with Johnny Iafallo from Gorilla Garage Gear. We talked about the epoxy floors, John. The price for a two-car garage for epoxy floor?
So typically you expect around $8 a square foot for a floor, two-car garage.
Okay.
Typically between 400, 500 square feet. So in the 4,000 less.
Yeah. When you think about what it does for you, I mean, that is a worthy investment to keep an easy cleanup in your garage,
Oh yeah, something.
especially in the winter.
Once it's done, you won't have to think about for years.
Yeah. Let's move to garage doors because it's important we talk about garage door safety, often overlooked, how dangerous garage doors can be. When you think about it, it's the largest moving piece in your whole house.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a couple 100 pounds, and it's moving in most cases every single day, a couple times a day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The first thing to think about for garage door safety is the torsion spring, how dangerous those are if they go.
Yeah, that's something that unless you're a professional, you don't want to mess with that yourself. If you're noticing any rust buildup on there, any issues with that, it's definitely something you want to make a phone call, have somebody come out and address for you.
Now, you offer a $95 kind of 15-point checkup on a garage door. Let's walk through what those points are.
Yeah, so big thing. I'll probably loop a few of them in together as I'm
Sure.
explaining it, but big thing is lubrication. Come through, make sure all those rollers, hinges, and the springs themselves are properly lubricated. In some cases, the springs along the side, there's a few pulleys there that you want to make sure those are moving nice and freely. Seals along the door, especially this time of year. We had a nice dry summer. They're going to start getting some more snow, moisture blowing around. If those seals are starting to tear, rip, you're going to start noticing it soon. So it's better to take care of that sooner than later. And then as far as the rails, you want to make sure, if you're starting to get rust buildup, that's probably the reason why, is if your seals are in rough shape, it leads to further problems along the rails. Rollers starting to rust out, and the bottom of the door will actually start dry rotting its way out as it starts getting rough shape.
I think people make a mistake with where they lubricate a garage door.
Yeah. So I see it all the time that people just take the spray can of lube and they're putting it right along that track, just kind of filling that track. Really, all you're doing is creating a puddle for dust and grime to build up. The important spots to lube up, like I said, the rollers themselves, there's little ball bearings right where that stem meets the wheel on that roller, the hinges where those hinge points move, and then the spring itself. Yeah, as far as the track, it's one of the most common things I see lubricated. It's great to see people on top of it trying to keep care of things, but that one's pretty unnecessary.
The eyes are an important element for a garage door too.
Yeah, the eyes, it's probably also going to be the first thing you notice wrong. If it does go wrong, you're going to get your door will go up and never come back down. But big thing to look for that is make sure you do have an electrical connection. You are getting some lights on there. Depending on the brand, what light is going to mean a different thing, but it's pretty easy to Google or give us a call.
Sometimes you can adjust them yourself too. If they're not facing each other perfectly, you can fix that yourself.
Yeah. There's just a little fly nut on there. It's real easy to adjust. It intentionally make it user friendly.
Garage door operators, big cause for concern right now for car break-ins and car stealing is getting into the garage and cloning garage door operator remotes. How much of a problem is that?
As far as cloning the remotes, I haven't personally heard any of our customers called me with an issue for it. I've heard of it happening, but I haven't had any personal experience with it. I know the newer LiftMaster openers that get installed nowadays do have a cycling code on there, so it makes it a lot harder for that to be wirelessly intercepted. An older one, I'm not too sure what year model to actually check for, but if you do have an older opener, it might be something that you might want to look into.
I even heard there's a device that car thieves have to copy the key fob.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, I've heard they say when you're locking your door with the key fob, make sure you hit it a few times just to make sure nobody kind of blocked it or anything. Yeah.
And lock your car.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like common sense, and I don't know what we do to think that we're safer than we really are sometimes.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, locking your car, I mean, we do it. We lock the car in the garage. I mean, it may sound like a little overkill, but at least it's giving you that extra protection.
No one's going to care about your stuff as much as you do. If you don't keep it safe, then, yeah.
But let's talk about garage door operators for a minute. What do we look for in a good one? Because there's a lot of different styles. There's belts, and now there's chain, there's belts, and now there's a new style too.
So the chain and the belt drive are kind of the more typical one you're used to seeing that hangs in the center of the garage, kind of pulls the door back and up. The newer style you're seeing now is the jack shaft style that mounts kind of onto the wall directly next to the garage.
That's
And instead
intriguing.
of kind of pulling it back, it more pulls the door straight up instead of up and back. So in some cases, you do see the up and back motion can cause a little extra tension on that top panel of the garage door. So it's a little better for long term, but as long as your door is really installed properly, you shouldn't have an issue with either one. The jack shaft ones, the nice thing about them is they come with an auto lock feature. It's really tough to break in on a regular garage door, but it is possible with the opener that's mounted in the center. It just takes a lot of force. That jack shaft one, though, is going to lock the door right in line with the track and won't unlock until you press that button or manually disable the lock.
That's quite a revolutionary new invention for the different style of lifting the door.
Yeah, it's a little bit quieter too. I see them now still more in commercial use than in residential, just because most garage doors, they still have, all the hangers and everything set up for the older style, and they're still very good working openers. I wouldn't say you need to change, but if it's something maybe on a newer install that you're looking for something that a little bit cooler, a little bit more secure, it's a nice option.
When we talk about garage doors, how do we rate the quality of a door? What's the determining factor?
Biggest thing you're going to look for is insulation on a garage door. If it's something you just want that door shut, keep everything inside, you don't care really what you do in the garage, you don't care if it's cold, you can put a nice cheap one in there, non-insulated. But if you're going to spend some time in that garage and you're going to want to be comfortable, keep that garage nice and warm in the winter, cold in the summer. Thickness of the steel is going to be another thing you're going to look for in quality of the garage door. Obviously, a thicker steel is going to be more secure garage door. And you're saying other than that, just the hardware itself. Most hardware is pretty much, you're looking for nylon wheels that move nice and smoothly along the steel rollers and things like that. But
the finish itself, do you expect one style of door, one warranty level of door to be performed better as far as the finish?
I would say we get our doors, most of our doors come from Amar, is our supplier, and pretty much all of their doors, they guarantee the life of the paint on there. So unless you hit it with your car, your paint's not going to peel off of there. And if it does, they'll replace it.
Are these doors domestic?
Yeah, I know. I think their plant is in, I want to say it's near Nashville area, but I pick them up locally right here in Rochester. They got a plant.
That's great. Yeah. 8030930. If you'd like to participate in the program, we'd love to have you be part of it. If you have a question for John or anything around the house that needs my attention, certainly 8030930 in the 716. Outside Buffalo, it's 1-800-616-WBEN. And the Volkswagen of Orchard Park text board, open and operating. Same as our call-in number, 8030930. Before we end the show today, I want to remind you about the next public hearing that's coming up on the 30th of September. You can check that out by going to New York State NYSERDA's website, and you can actually participate virtually in the next session, or you can send an email or a letter in, and we'll get to that certainly before the show ends. In the meantime, we're enjoying our conversation with John, and switching gears before the news break. Let's talk for a minute about the cabinetry in garages, because that's another big element to organize your garage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The cabinets, like we were talking about, how hard it can be to even get into a garage. Sometimes the cabinets are a great space saver. The ones we install are specific for garages. They're a little bit heavier duty. They can take some damage. They can take water getting into the garage without starting to warp anything or really eat away at the product. We use things that are powder coated, meant to take that harm.
Now you have 3 levels of cabinetry.
Yep. So we start with our own custom Gorilla brand cabinets. They start with a melamine base. So as far as the shelving and all the panels are going to be melamine base, powder coated. The step up from there is our red line cabinet, and it's just a similar cabinet. They hang a little differently. There's a steel bar in the back, so you can basically mount that to the studs. The cabinets hang on that steel bar, so they can take a little bit more weight. So depending on what you're putting in those cabinets, that might be the reason you step up from the Gorilla brand to that. And then on the very high end, we have a metal cabinet, and that's obviously don't got to worry about much damage to a metal
Almost
head.
like commercially rated.
Yeah,
All
absolutely. That's our supplier for that. Also supplies NASCAR and the NFL. So
Awesome.
yeah, they're heavy duty.
All right, it is the bottom of the hour, and it's time for the top of the news. We're back with more right after this.
News Radio 930 AM WBEN.
News from Paul Stevens, Attorney General Pam Bondi increasing protection for ICE agents.
After a shooting this week at an ICE facility in Dallas, clashes during protests at a facility outside of Chicago, and other attacks, the Attorney General says
The weather's too
DOJ
nice for
agents
people
will
to
be
listen to
dispatched
the radio.
to protect ICE agents.
Fox's Jill Nato. Hurricane Humberto
Oh,
has
it won't
reached
last a whole
Category
lot
4
longer.
status,
Sure.
but it's not expected to hit the U.S. mainland.
Between the United States and Bermuda, and eventually go northeastward out.
It's the weirdest thing. I didn't notice it right away, and one of the grandkids was
specialist Jack Bell
over,
and
and they had their shoes up, and their sack was stacked down with sticky to
parts of the northern
What's
Leeward
going on?
Islands, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Peru.
And I thought it would
America's listening
harden
to Fox
with
News.
age, but it hasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, usually if it's not within the first
Good
day or
morning.
two,
It's 10:31 from the WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom. I'm Chris Giacobello. Here's what's happening. Just before 8 o'clock last night, Buffalo police responded to a multi-car crash on Route 33 West near Grider Street. It was reported that 6 cars were involved and several individuals were transported to nearby hospitals as precautionary measurement. There were no life-threatening injuries as all lanes reopened last night, and the incident to the
We're
rig
doing
remains
specials
under
for-
investigation.
Being on.
The Bills kick
Yeah,
off
we're gonna
week
do
4 of
10%
their
off, of
NFL
course.
season tomorrow at 1 o'clock in Orchard Park against the Saints. But some key defenders have already been ruled out for
Went to the
tomorrow's
quote
game,
yesterday.
as
They
some
got
are still
asking me
working
about
towards making their
Ortiz.
first
Yeah,
appearance.
I'm offering the
Head coach
special
Sean McDermott
tomorrow.
briefly
She already
about
has some
Max
cardio
Scherzel's
today.
injury, but stated that his status to return is still up in the air.
And working extremely hard, moving in the right direction. The timetable is a little bit even more cloudy for that one, just because of the uniqueness of the injury and, just trying to take it slow and one day at a time pretty much. And he's moving around and he's moving around better and better each day.
You can catch all the Bills action on our sister station, WGR Sports Radio 550. The Central Library, located on Lafayette Square, will be temporarily closed today and tomorrow for electrical upgrades and replacements. The library plans to reopen to the public on Monday at 8 in the morning, as all other libraries will operate at normal hours. WBEN news time is 10:32. The Just Call Jet First Alert forecast today. We're looking at abundance of sunshine with a high of 77. And tonight we're looking at partly cloudy skies getting down to a low of 60. Tomorrow we got mostly sunny skies with a high of 76. And on Monday we're looking at that continuation of sunny skies with a high of 79. Right now it's 72 degrees with some cloudy skies outside our Amherst studio. I'm Chris Giacobello. The WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom is the news feed that never stops. Stay in the know and follow our updated X feed for the latest by following at WBEN.
Broadcasting on News Radio 930 WBEN since 1989, this is Hammer Time Radio. Brought to you by Lakeshore Bank.
Well, folks, it's Rocktober next week, and your heat will be needed within a couple of weeks for the first cold night. You remember that smell, the smell when your furnace kicks on for the first time of the year? That smell is the dust, the dead skin cells, the bacteria, the mold, the dust mites, the dust mite feces that have settled on the heat exchanger of your furnace all summer long. Folks, all that's unhealthy contamination does burn off in a day or two. However, it's just the tip of the iceberg of what's remaining deep down in your duct system. Just a few future reminder of what's to come. You need that dust and dead skin cells, bacteria all removed, and the only way you could do that is by having my friends at Indoor Professionals come over. And if they haven't done so in the last 3 to 6 years, well, today's the day. A quick 5-star Google review, hot off the presses, from Evan, a Hammer Time listener. Indoor Air Professionals has been around since 1993 for good reason. They are simply the best in the region. While other companies offer duct cleaning along with their other services, for indoor air, it is their service. The team arrived on time, had clear communication, immediately got to work. They were quick and efficient, and not only were my ducts cleaned and sanitized, my basement was cleaner. They cleaned up after themselves, and then some. I couldn't be happier, and my family breathes easier, literally and figuratively, knowing that years of dust and debris are no longer in the ductwork. Great price as well. Peter Gordon from Indoor Air joins me on the live line. Good morning, Mr. Gordon.
I'll tell you, 90% of the people have sinus or allergies, and nothing major, but they just say after the service they notice a huge difference. Some stop taking, their allergy medication or using their inhalers for asthma. And, besides having the most thorough duct cleaning on the planet, it might not even have port care system. We have the amazing medical grade air purifiers that are 40 times more efficient than HEPA filter units.
Absolutely an awesome product, the medical grade air purifier. Diane loves it. Keeps the bedroom air clean with the fact that we have radiant heat. Humidity has been full force, and let's not forget the awesomeness of the April Air high capacity DHU, 5 times more powerful than the cheap Chinese throwaway units, and probably the last one you'll need to buy. Peter, why should people call you today? Today's the last Saturday in September.
Everybody calls us in, it's the preparation for winter, and then, we're going to have that stinky smell come up on us in the next couple of weeks. The 10-day forecast is summer still, but it'll happen. You turn on the heat, and then everybody calls. Right now, we're the 3rd week in October, and, but you call me today, you can still save on an all-inclusive bundle for the most thorough duct cleaning and sanitizing on the planet. You'll still save $350 off that April Air high capacity dehumidifier you mentioned, $350 off the portable medical grade air purifier, and $400 off the whole house Healthway Superfeed medical grade air purifier. It'll only take 5 minutes of your time to get a duct cleaning estimate. So call today.
Okay, don't delay. Call today. You heard Peter. They're scheduling out now to the 3rd week of October. You want to get this done before the heating season. Here's Peter's number, 716-683-3000. Extension 303 will drop you right into Peter's desk. 683-3000, extension 303. Got IAP? Get it today.
Easier with Indoor Air Professionals for every breath you take.
Hi, it's Dominic Cortez. Whenever someone asks me, who do you call for roof repair or replacement, I say call Ava Roofing and Siding. They install over 1.5 million square feet of shingles and siding annually across Western New York. When you call Ava, you get superior service, including expert foreman on every job. Get an on-the-spot free written estimate and project drawing for your roof replacement or repair by calling 343-ROOF or go to avaroofing.com. Ava also offers 0% financing. When quality matters, call Ava Roofing. Dominic Cortez here. Fall's around the corner and the perfect time to get your home ready for winter. USA Insulation's premium foam seals every gap, keeping warm air in and the Buffalo chill out. Keep your home cozy and your heating bills stay lower. New York homeowners may qualify for up to 80% off installation costs, but save
any more?
USA Insulation offers spray foam for homes and businesses. Call 716-431.
We can have the trust core maybe when we talk about basement.
Yeah. What about the flat wall?
Hey, Tom,
Yeah, we'll go over that too. So, yeah, I didn't really get into that too much. That is for solar.
Okay. So we can
just
jump into baseball.
Well,
Let's talk first about the discount for this year being on.
Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend a high efficiency
So now
heating
the
system
guy who's on the street from Nick quoted he wants slap wall. Oh, your garage walls.
Really?
Visit TRSheatingairconditioning.com for details.
The younger guy just moved in there. So. Yeah. What's his name?
Today. Hi, Dominic Cortez here from Lenco Supplies. If you're building a backyard deck, pergola, or even a pole barn, trust Camo Fasteners for the job. From structural fasteners to stainless steel and coated deck screws, Camo gives you long-lasting quality. Their drive system makes installation fast and easy. You can
So your dad
stand
went to
while
Jackson
you're
Hole?
testing with precision. Like
They went to Yellowstone. That was one of the stops kind of along the way. Because it's such a
Did they
huge
drive?
park. No, they flew in there.
On orders over $500.
Did they drive around that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
WVEN
They
930.
sent me a video yesterday. One of their friends went paragliding over the mountain range and all that. It was awesome.
10:40 is Hammer Time. Good morning, Dominic Cortez with you. Anything around the house that needs my attention, certainly give us a call at 803-0930 or text same number, 803-0930. Or if you'd like to speak to John Iafallo from Gorilla Garage Gear, he is in studio with me. And of course, Gorilla Garage Gear, known for their epoxy floors, garage doors, storage equipment, and an extra special discount for our listeners today.
That's right, today. So we will be offering 10% discount on anyone that mentions hearing us on the Cortez radio show today.
Great. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you doing that. As we transition a little bit here on our discussion to basements, you wouldn't think about epoxy coating your basement, but it is a very effective idea.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the worst thing that can happen in the basement is getting flooding down there, and if that happens and you got indoor outdoor carpet or hardwood tile, anything like that, you're going to end up ripping that whole thing out.
Exactly.
Get rid of all the mold and things that grow under there. But with a nice Gorilla floor in there, you just got to squeegee that water out to the sump pump and get that pumped out, and you're good to go.
The challenges of doing a garage floor and a basement floor, I mean, you need to have everything moved out. That must be the hardest part.
Yeah, we do have to, a lot of times in basements, kind of separate. We'll do half the basement while you got everything. A lot of people have washer and dryer, things like that they don't want to take up the stairs and move out anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, we're willing to, we can do half at a time if we need to in those cases.
So you're shifting everything to one side,
yeah,
getting the epoxy done on that side, and then the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long does that take to do an average basement?
So the process is still the same as doing a garage floor. You're still looking, as far as if you got a lot of repairs, probably 3 days, something newer, good shape, 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the dust?
The dust, we got really good vacuums.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hear us down there. The noise, I can't really do a lot about, but the dust, we do a good job about keeping that down.
Because that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't have the collection devices that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially inside the house like that in your basement. If I'm not cleaning that dust up well, it's going to end up on your dinner plate.
Exactly. Does is the process the same as garage floors?
Yeah.
Multi-step, multi-day.
Yep. I would say in basements that moisture vapor barrier becomes even more important just because concrete's now below grade, so it's going to soak up even more than your garage floor would. But as far as on our end of things, it's the same process: grind, prep work, vapor barrier, flakes, and polyaspartic clear coat.
So I would imagine the warranty is the same.
Yep, exactly the same
and
warranty.
The price is about the same.
Yep. It's all based on square footage. So
is it the same around $8, or is it a little bit more because of the nature of it being?
No, it'll be the same. And usually basements square footage wise ends up coming in a little bit less, just because you're not driving on it and there's not as much repair work to do to a basement as I would in a garage. So most of the time basements end up being a little bit cheaper.
That's great. It's such a great idea because of what you said about easy cleanup. And if you ever had water in your basement, you certainly appreciate the challenge of, especially as you said, if it's a rug that you're trying to get dried out, probably ruined as a result of being flooded.
Yeah, and on that end, it's another reason we're real excited about the truss core panel walls. I know a couple months ago I had to rip down all the paneling and drywall in my grandmother's basement when her basement flooded, and I'm looking forward to putting truss core panels in there that I'll never have to worry about if basement floods again.
So let's talk about that as our next topic. What is the truss core product?
So the truss core, it is similar to our slat wall, made of a PVC product, but it is doesn't have the slats in it for storage. It's more just a replacement for drywall, something that's going to be waterproof, a little bit more durable. Especially, things get stored in basements and garages, walls get banged around, things like that, and this can take a little bit more of a beating without requiring it to the patchwork.
So is it how thick are the panels?
I think they're 3/8.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they install over what?
I could go right over the stud frame. We can go over drywall if you have existing drywall, but typically we're basically replacing drywall with that. So we go right to the studs on that.
And the look of the finish, what does it look like?
It does come in a few color options. It's a PVC product. It is paintable. The biggest difference between that and drywall is obviously you're not going to be mudding the seams. They do have interlocking seams on those.
Okay, so the real issue then is moisture protection.
Yeah.
And durability.
Yep. That's the main reason. Is it can take a beating, durability, and obviously, moisture.
When we talk about the cost of that, how do you go about estimating?
So that it's basically similar to the floor square footage. So it just depends on the area that you're looking to get done.
That you would have to account for any demolition as well if there was material that had to be removed, correct?
Yes. So usually it is nice to do that before the drywall's already up, but there's a little bit of charge to rip things down, and kind of similar to drywall, you're going to cut and fit all that to shape. So if there's a lot to go around, obviously a little bit more labor involved.
Does it come in colors?
It does come in a few colors. Most commonly we've been doing white, so I don't really know all the colors off the top of my head, but I know I want to say there's a black, there's a tan, there's a white.
Does it have a dimpled finish, a dimpled surface?
No, it's actually pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I imagine it'd be quite easy to take care of. I mean, it's
like I said, with the smooth finish, makes it real nice and easy to clean too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The idea here is to package that together with an epoxy floor for the basement, correct?
Yeah. So that's the best way to do it all is package that. So we're doing the 10% discount on the floors, and then from there we offer more discounts. So if you do the floor and cabinets, you get 20% there. Floor, cabinets, truss core, there's another 30% off there. So it all adds up the more you get on that.
So you'll benefit by stacking projects together.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Imagine, you'd be interested in talking with anybody about a free estimate, and you can layer these things in steps too.
Oh yeah. We do that a lot. I know we've got a few coming up, a lot of cabinet jobs we're also doing floors for. Typically, I want to do that floor before I come in and do the cabinets, so I'm not crawling underneath them. And makes my life a little bit easier, but we do that a lot when we do package deals like that.
715-6927 is the number in the 716 to contact my friends at Gorilla Garage Gear. They're the only epoxy floor company that we recommend, and they are a Hammer Time partner. And we say buy right the first time and buy from Hammer Time partner. That is not just a slogan. That is something we live and breathe by, buying right the first time. We want to make sure that we're selling honesty and integrity. Isn't that right, John?
That's right.
That's what it comes down to, is the confidence that we're implying by saying that is a guarantee that you get by shopping with our Hammer Time partners. So you won't have to worry about any kind of issues of integrity and honesty. Fair pricing, no high pressure. That's what it's all about. Just a good quality service. All right. 803-0930. If you'd like to squeeze a question in, we'd love to have you. John's here till 11. And then Mike Mastrangelo will be here from Master Appliance Repair. We'll be taking your appliance repair questions at 11 o'clock after the news. Good morning from Dominic Cortez. This is Hammer Time Radio on WBER.
Wondering where to shop for home improvements? Well, you've come to the right place. Our sponsors have proudly earned the Hammer Time seal of approval by operating with honesty and integrity. So remember, to buy right the first time, buy from a Hammer Time partner.
Transform every room in your home with Hurdle Home Consignment. New items arriving daily, so you never know what you'll find. Get inspired by their beautifully staged showrooms on Hurdle Avenue in Buffalo and at Georgetown Plaza in Williamsville. Filled with affordable, fine furniture and unique home accents for bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, and more. See it, buy it, love it, and take it home today. Hurdle Home Consignment, because you've got to keep it decorated. Shop online at hurdlehomeconsignment.com.
Hammer Time listeners, it's time to gorilla your basement. Right now, get 10% off our beautiful residence basement floor, 20% off custom cabinet and storage solutions, and a whopping 30% off truss core panels to get your basement holiday ready. Why is the Gorilla floor the best in West New York? We're the only ones bold enough to guarantee protection against the #1 cause of floor failure, moisture. Every Gorilla floor comes with a built-in vapor barrier at no extra cost. No shortcuts, no peeling, no failures, just Gorilla Strong protection. Visit GorillaGarageGear.com. Attention contractors, this is Dominic Ortiz here to remind you that Herb Company is your trusted source for top quality contractor installed products. From tankless hot water heaters to energy efficient boilers and radiant heating systems, Herb has what you need to stay ahead of the curve. With building code changes coming next year, costs are likely to rise. So now is the time to lock in savings. Visit herbcompany.com or call one of our knowledgeable sales associates at 825-1400 today. Plan ahead and save with Herb Company, your partner in excellence. Hi, it's Dominic Ortiz. Whenever someone asks me, who do you call for roof repair or replacement? I say call Ava Roofing and Siding. They install over 1.5 million square feet of shingles and siding annually across Western New York. When you call Ava, you get superior service, including expert foreman on every job. Get an on-the-spot free written estimate and project drawing for your roof replacement or repair by calling 343-ROOF or go to avaroofing.com. Ava also offers 0% financing. When quality matters, call Ava Roofing. This is Dominic Ortiz. Fall is on its way and winter's not far behind. Make sure your home stays comfortable all season long with a $99 health and safety checkup from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend a high-efficiency reading system to keep you cozy and warm with flexible financing to fit your budget. Nothing beats rain. Visit TRSHeatingandAirConditioning.com for details. TRS Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Excellence. Powering tomorrow, comforting today.
Read the news online at WBEN.com.
$10:52 is Hammer Time. Good morning, Dominic Ortiz with you as we wind our way to the top of the hour in news time. And John Iafallo from Gorilla Garage Gear offering a special discount to our listeners for listening today.
Yep. Again, there was a 10% discount on anyone that mentions Dominic Ortiz or Hammer Time Radio.
Okay. I mentioned the public hearings from NYSERDA. There's one coming up on the 30th of September. That's a virtual one. You can find that by going to NYSERDA's website and click on the connections there. Also, you can submit an email, which is probably the most efficient way, voicing your opinion about electrification. Don't miss out on this opportunity. The forums conclude at the end of September into first week of October. So this is coming up to the end of the term. And then it's like, okay, we'll have to sit and wait to see what's going to happen between now and the end of the year where electrification kicks in for any new home. As of January 1 of 26, a new house has to be 100% electric. That's how it's written right now. This is our last chance to really make our voices being heard by going and being part of the forums that are roaming the state. The last one, easy for Western New York to participate in, would be the virtual one, which is on the 30th. So check it out at NYSERDA. You can Google that; it'll come up, and you can find the Zoom link for that virtual meeting. It's important that we have our voices be heard, and this is the only chance, really, for that to be the case. In the meantime, you also want to make sure that your state assembly and senators are aware of your displeasure by contacting them. Oh, and how about this? Give the governor a call. Her number is 518-474-8390. That's 518-474-8390. Give Governor Hochul a call and tell her Dominic said hello, because she won't call me back.
I did not know that there's still something we can publicly do about
that.
Well, so it's great to hear.
It's basically talking to the wall, but you know what? I mean, at least it's a chance to have your voice be heard. And I'm certainly beyond frustrated with this process because it's been so poorly thought through, and yet it's happening right before our eyes. It's going to happen, and we're going to have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
Yeah,
beyond my pay grade.
Yeah, well, it's a dialogue we have to have, and the safety that's being compromised by going to electrification electrification is going to be noticed when people are freezing in their house when power goes out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm worried about.
I agree.
An electric house with no power, what are the people to do? They're going to be stuck in a house with no heat, no backup system at all, no generator to help them through it. God forbid anybody should die during that process. And then we're going to hear the regrets come from Albany that this was too quick, too soon, too poorly planned, not thought through. This is what everything I've been saying, for all this time. But be that as it may, it's happening, people, and you need to take this last opportunity, in addition to calling the governor and contacting your state assembly and state senator, to voice your opinion about the matter. I think what's being missed here is that we're putting all our eggs in the basket of electrification when the grid's not dependable. It's not built out for this. And nobody ever talks about diversity when it comes to energy. And that's really where the focus should be, is a diverse platform where we're looking at various different forms of generation of energy, not just electricity.
Yeah, absolutely. More options, I think, sounds like a better idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the options would include nuclear. They would include renewables. They would include hydrogen. There's some issues with hydrogen that have to be engineered out of it as far as its safety, but it's not really on the table as even being in consideration. Carbon capturing is another thing that could be done. There are some examples of carbon capturing that's occurring now. Did you know that when you capture carbon dioxide, you actually can make product from that? You can actually make cement from capturing carbon. It's fascinating. Again, we don't hear about all these things. We just hear about the fact that we're switching to 100% electrification, which really is alarming. Anyway, we shifted away from Gorilla Garage Gear. And let's repeat, John, all the services that Gorilla Garage Gear provides. We talked about the epoxy floors, which is the cornerstone of the business.
Yep,
and of course,
absolutely. A great area to get started on your garage project.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it really is going to introduce you to the services that you have at Gorilla. And while you're there, I'm certain you would mention all your other products that you have when someone's getting an estimate on a garage floor.
Oh yeah, something I'm always happy to talk about, and any customers looking for. There's very little in a garage that we haven't tried to find a solution for. So always something that we're happy to help any way we can with.
Which is kind of nice to be able to have a place where you could go to and have everything done for you for your garage. A texture is writing in, can Gorilla be used on an outdoor uncovered patio?
It can. The things you got to worry about with that is uncovered, you're going to get rain, snow, things on there. So you got to do a lot to keep that clean. You can throw salt on it, which helps keep the ice off of there, but just a little bit more concerned with it being slippery on an outside area. But as far as the process goes and your floor itself, it's going to help that floor hold up a little bit longer.
And you mentioned slipperiness. You do have a way of combating that.
Yes, so especially on an outdoor project like that, what we do is we add aluminum oxide to our clear coat, just gives it some grit to the floor. It won't stop water from puddling on there in the first place, but when you do have something on there, it'll make that surface less slippery.
Which is important for an outdoor application.
Yes, absolutely.
And you mentioned the outdoor. I mean, it's as valuable a service as you could for your garage floor or your basement floor.
Oh yeah. Anywhere you have concrete, we want to keep that protected and keep it looking good for a long time. So it's a great process for that.
A common question that we get regarding epoxy coatings are what happens when you have cracks. Now, some cracks you can deal with.
Yeah. If you have cracks, as we get started, we're going to treat all those cracks. It's an epoxy-based crack filling product, but it's a flexible epoxy. So it will give the concrete a little bit of breathing room. If it still wants to shift a little bit, it has some play in it. As far as the vapor barrier and the epoxy itself, when we put that in, it's going to really soak into that concrete, harden that concrete up a little bit more. So it shouldn't be shifting as much, but in the areas where it already is cracked, we will put that rubber epoxy so it can move when it wants to.
716-715-6927. Give the IFLs a call. Tell them Dominic sent you. Get that extra special discount that only you can get by being a Hammer Time Radio listener. Johnny, thank you.
Thanks for having me on, Don.
My best to Dad.
Yeah.
And what's your prediction for tomorrow?
I think it's going to be a blowout. Let's go out there, have a good time, and enjoy some good football.
All right, go Bills. We'll see you after the news. Hey, buddy.
All right. Hurricane. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News.
Thanks a lot. This is always fun.
On is to likely becoming future Hurricane Imelda, prompting state of emergency in South Carolina as the southeastern U.S. coast prepares for some flooding impacts.
Tropical storm warnings have been issued for the Bahamas with a budding tropical threat. It's potential tropical cyclone number 9, but this is anticipated to become Hurricane Imelda. We also have Hurricane Umberto. There could be a little bit of a pull here, so there's a lot of questions when it comes to the potential track. Right now, as of the National Hurricane Center's warning this morning, we're expecting it to stay offshore. That does not mean that we will not have impacts, but there's a lot of questions because we still have a couple computer models that do suggest a direct landfall early next week for parts of South Carolina. A lot of questions to answer here. On top of that, this morning we do have rain over North Carolina, a hard-hit day as we do mark that year marker of Hurricane Helene.
Fox Weather's Brigham Merwin, Hurricane Umberto, joining past hurricanes Erin and Gabrielle and forming a trio of powerful storms not seen in 90 years since 1935. Many wondering what will be different in a world where U.S. companies control TikTok.
President Trump has now signed off on a deal for U.S. companies to take control of China-based TikTok, the short video-centric social platform. The president says China's leader, Xi Jinping, has also given his approval to the deal, though China's government and government-run press have been uncharacteristically silent about the pending transaction. The new U.S. operation for TikTok will still share profits with China's ByteDance and will license the tech from them, namely the algorithm. It is unknown how this will affect user experience, though the purpose of wresting control of the app away from China was to ensure the algorithm isn't used to manipulate people and to safeguard Americans' data. Evan Brown, Fox News.
And America's listening to
Ryan
Fox News.
WBKSC HD3 Niagara Falls.
Up live on the free Odyssey line.
Good morning. It's 11:02, 68 degrees and partly cloudy in Buffalo. From the WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom, I'm Chris Giacobello. Top stories today: a 7-month investigation and a door-to-door rule.
The WBEN First Alert forecast calls for an abundance.
So what direction you want to take the discussion?
All the way through early next week.
I mean,
Here's what's happening. Buffalo police responded to a multi-car crash
you know,
on Route 33 West Cedar Ryder Street last night just before 8 o'clock. It was reported that 6 cars were involved and several individuals were transported to nearby hospitals as precautionary measures. There were no life-threatening injuries as all lanes reopened before 9 last night. And the incident
Also,
remains under investigation.
Do you have anything to say
After
about
a 7-month investigation into narcotics
Phantom
activity in
Energy?
Town, Chautauqua County Sheriff's
Phantom
Office initiated a search warrant
Yes,
yesterday
things that
at a
are
house
plugged in,
located on Monroe Street,
raining,
where they arrested
you know.
34-year-old male David Brown.
like
During
you
the
should
search,
you want to plug
investigators
things?
found over 600 grams
Yeah,
of
well,
cocaine
an
around the scales and
appliance,
packaging used
not
for the
really,
sale and
but
distribution of
I can tell you
narcotics.
that I do
Brown
see a
was
lot of
charged
people
with
trying to
possession
put
of a
like
controlled
refrigerators and
substance
that
and criminally
on
using drug paraphernalia.
strip
The state
power
will be
strips
a
and
key
stuff.
bank
Oh,
center today
yeah,
as they face
yeah,
the Red
stuff like
Wings
that.
with a
No,
3
you really
o'clock
don't
puck
need to
drop.
unplug it.
Despite
People
losing their
do.
first preseason
A
game
lot of
on
people,
Thursday, head coach Lenny Ruff thinks
they'll
the
even
team
turn their
is at a
water
good
off and
place.
they'll
You think if I evaluated 3 games and you win 2 out of 3 games, you
Just a
keep
lot of
winning 2 or 3
electrical
games, you got yourself a pretty good place. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to continue to get better.
Brown
Are
out.
you seeing
Ruff
brownouts
also
and
says
surgeries
his
too hard?
fitness is
Oh,
in a good
yeah.
spot as they near
Oh,
the end of
yeah, I'm
preseason.
surprised.
The fitness level, I think, is in a pretty good
All
place
electronics
based
and
on
these appliances,
testing we've
live
done.
control
So
board.
it's keeping that level of fitness where it's at so that we can
Compressors.
maintain a high level of play.
That's a
and
good topic.
consistently
Yeah.
high level.
They're kind of
Catch the
piggyback
Sabres
on,
action on our
what
sister
we're talking
station, WGR Sports Radio 550. The New York State Office of Cannabis Management announced yesterday that a court order will allow certain cannabis dispensaries to continue using the door-to-door method
So
to
what was
measure
it, Phil?
the required
Was
distance from
off
schools.
level or
With this
overloaded?
order, it will also pause the applicant
Yeah,
relief
little
program,
fuse
which helps
first,
applicant cover costs sustained
But they like to
at
stuff them,
locations that did not comply
you
with
know,
cannabis
slam
law.
it with
The order
families.
will be in effect
kids
until
and stuff,
February
right?
15th of
All the
next
stuff
year,
he's
as
got
Governor
going on.
Kathy Hochul
He's
will
got good
continue to
machines.
work with
Yeah,
legislators
you know,
to
Me and
make
my
it
father
permanent.
gave
WBEN
each of
time
my
is
kids
11:04.
washer
The
dryer
just called
when
Jen
they were
Bristol
married.
forecast is coming up.
And there's the first and the oldest, and still functioning. The others two had replaced them.
Yeah,
They were both after.
Yeah, those are good ones, and I told him to make sure he keeps his vent clean too, because that'll cause that too. But it's more from overloading, because his vent's right there. The other thing I would say is I had to slide that out from under the counter. He had he left some venting and stuff to get at, because a lot of people do that. You know what I mean? So it's tough to get in there.
Call Jet now.
Good setup.
839-3930 or calljet.com.
Stay tuned right after Hammer Time for Senior Radio Buffalo, hosted by Linda Pellegrino. Senior Radio is dedicated to informing and educating baby boomers and active seniors all over Western New York. Coming up at noon.
The WBEN Buffalo forecast for very fog in the Northern Valley, well south of Buffalo.
It's funny, it's usually been even busier than the first hour. But the weather today is not a problem.
Mostly sunny, the high 76 on your Sunday. Monday's high 79 with plenty of sunshine. Mostly sunny, 77 on Tuesday. Breezy, cooler Wednesday and Thursday. Despite plenty of sunshine, the high 66 Wednesday, 67 on Thursday. With the WBEN First Alert forecast, I'm meteorologist Chad Merrill.
Right now, 70 degrees and partly cloudy skies outside our Amherst studio. I'm Chris Giacobello. The WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom is the news feed that never stops. Stay in the know and follow our updated X feed for the latest by following at WBEN.
When you want done right, call Dominic Ortiz. Call Ortiz.
Leaking roof, need new windows.
Hour number 2 is about to begin. Mike Mastrangelo from Master Appliance Repair is with us, and we're taking your appliance questions. So participate in the program if you'd like to ask Mike a question. Give us a call at 803-0930 in the 716.
Putting people first since 1891. Now, your host.
And we are back with you here on Hammer Time Radio. Good morning from Dominic Ortiz. My guest for this hour is Mike Mastrangelo from Master Appliance Repair. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Dominic, how are you?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a while.
Yeah, glad to have you in. There's a lot to talk about, including and starting with a new phenomenon that you're seeing, and that is power surges.
A lot of power surges, a lot of brownouts, a lot of electrical issues, control boards.
Very concerning. Very concerning to hear that, because, you know, we're not even yet into the movement towards electrification. We've just been talking about it. And the big concern about electrification, or one of them, is the incidence of power surging and brownouts as a consequence of overloading the grid. But you're already seeing it.
Already seeing it with all the electronics that are being put into appliances today. It's probably one of the most common things happening right now.
Mm-hmm. And that means that you've got a fried out appliance.
Fried out appliance and a very expensive repair.
What's involved?
Usually we have to replace the main computer control board in the appliance, and hopefully no wiring or anything else was affected as well.
Mm-hmm. So power surge protectors are really tantamount right now. We want to make sure everybody is thinking about having one installed on their panel.
Absolutely. It's going to be probably the number one thing when all of this takes place.
Yeah. So with that said, you're seeing a lot of computer failures as a result of power surges, and it's an expensive repair. You said, is it so expensive that you're seeing people dispose of the appliance and replacing it?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Probably at least 50% of the time.
Oh my gosh.
I would say. Yeah.
And these are already expensive appliances, and now we're seeing them being fried.
Getting more expensive and not lasting anywhere near as long as they used to.
That's another whole thing, the obsolescence, the planned obsolescence of it all. You don't really see durability, wearability on any appliance. They're not designed to last forever.
No, less than half of what they used to be in most cases.
Where are you seeing it the most or the worst? Is it with the refrigerators? Is it washers and dryers, with dishwashers?
As far as long as they're lasting, probably washers are probably lasting the least amount of time compared to what they used to. We all had, our parents had, 30-year washers and so forth. And now we're lucky to see 10 to 15 years. And then after that, I would say probably refrigerators have, they're putting computer screens in them. They're putting internet in them. That's all not, it's not positive when it comes to cold air and refrigeration.
Yeah, exactly.
They just don't mesh well.
Yeah, and it just makes it more expensive and more complicated for you as the repairman.
Absolutely.
Are there things that you won't touch anymore?
A lot of the refrigeration, the new stuff, I'm not touching. There's a lot of factory training involved, and there's some factory flaws in some of the brands that no matter what you do, you just can't fix. They're icing up, icing over, compressor issues, a lot of different things going on there.
Do you see more issues with foreign-made appliances?
Yes. In particular, the Samsung and LGs are really struggling with, for different reasons. Samsungs have had a lot of icing issues in their ice makers and up in their refrigeration cavity. And LG's have had a lot of compressor issues.
So would it be safe to say, obviously we want to promote American made, but do you feel as though it's safe to say that American made products are better?
In this case, for sure, because some of the Asian products they're trying to, be technologically advanced, where some of the American stuff is not so much, and it's definitely affecting how they operate.
And not to mention the fact that they're probably being hit with tariffs too, and that's going to make them even more expensive.
Yep, more expensive, and they don't last anywhere near as long.
803-0930 if you'd like to speak to Mike Mastrangelo about an appliance issue you have or anything around the house that I can help you with, pick up the phone and give us a call. 803-0930. Our text board is open and operating too, the Volkswagen of Orchard Park text board, same as our call-in number, 803-0930. Let's go to Lancaster and say good morning to John. Good morning, John. You're on WBEN.
And told us that we couldn't add anything to the breaker. It was completely full. There was no open breakers, and they said in order to do the hot tub, we would need to put in a 250 amp panel box. But they said that would be commercial, and we weren't even sure if we could do that in a residence. So my question is, how would we do electric cars? Because if I switch to those at some point, where am I going to get 80 amps per car?
So a couple questions first. How big is the house?
2,600 square foot.
Do we have a swimming pool?
Swimming pool, a gas heater, and 22,000 kilowatt generator, 3 fireplaces, and some electric appliances.
How old is the house?
I'm going to say early 80s.
I find it hard to believe that you hit the wall at 200 amps. Usually, of course, we're talking today, and we won't be able to talk about this in the same way after electrification kicks in, because we'll have the heating plant as part of the equation. But right now, 200 amps is really the extreme largest level of service that we see in a home. So I can't imagine.
There's three furnaces, 3 air conditioning units, HVAC units, 3 condensers.
I think before we spend any money on upgrading the service, I'd want to have an electrician. I would pay an electrician to spend the time to figure out whether there's any open circuitry that maybe is mislabeled or not properly marked in the box. Because that'll save you.
Yeah, but they did all the transfer switches for the generator and everything. In fact, they wanted to change and tear up the driveway, the whole front yard, to put in a million BTU gas meter and stuff to run everything. Just seemed like everything was right at the limit, and they said, when they put in all the transfer switches and stuff, they didn't have any extra to do a hot tub. In fact, the deck was built before I built the deck. In lieu of putting the hot tub there by the pool house. And,
Yeah. So, I mean, it does sound like, John, that you really have added a lot over the years, and you may very well have come to the max in terms of the panel's capacity. But I have never really seen that happen in a 200 amp service.
That's just what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing too is once everything is updated to electric, like full heater may not be gas anymore. I don't know what's going to happen with 3 fireplaces and the generator's gas. I mean, all those things are upgraded to electric systems. Then what do you do with work? I don't know how people are going to progress to have enough electric in their home to make everything electric.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you know, you're hitting the wall at 200 amps. Imagine you're going to have a 400 amp service to be able to do everything that's going to be required of you in a totally electric house. So that's.
There's also the problem. Every time the power went out, the voltage at the pod pole was like 252, and it was the generator transfer switches won't handle that much, so they burn out every time the power would go out and try to turn back on. And they were rated for, and Lancaster said that the power was just fine. It was within spec.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I the other thing I would have liked to entertain is, you mentioned this already, that they said you wouldn't be able to be a candidate for a sub panel. You would think that there's got to be some circuitry still available that may allow for a sub panel to be installed, even if the panel itself is full. There may be some amperage is still available to dedicate to a sub panel. So, yeah. Exactly. Or, you know, are there things that are labeled that, you know, maybe you can consolidate or eliminate that might free up space too?
He may have a, an electric oven, let's say, that he's not, maybe he's got a gas oven.
There you go.
Might be an
Something like that.
plug, something
Yeah.
that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an electric oven. There's some in the basement, some upstairs, and I mean, it'd be nice to switch everything to gas, but that's really not going to be the case in the next few years.
Well, you're safe. You're safe right for now. An existing home is not in the mandate arena yet. That's being talked about changing in 2030. But right now it's just new construction. So you're safe for now.
Yeah, well, understandably, but when I go to the store to buy things, what am I shopping for at that point? Is there going to be one little old gas stove, and then it's like shopping for a VCR?
Good point. Yeah, is our selection going to be? Yeah, you may be starting to see this, Mike. Or is our selection going to start to dwindle?
I am starting to see that with what what's available. Also, believe it or not, a lot of the colors have actually gotten
Interesting.
changed. Yeah,
I wonder if this might be the birth of more of a popular choice in induction cooking.
it's definitely coming. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see that.
Yep.
Well, good luck with that, John. I don't know what else to tell you other than you'd be the first person that I know in a house that has more than a 200 amp service. So. Oh, you'd definitely be a candidate for a 400 amp service. If you wanted to have an electric car, you'd absolutely be, without question, having to upgrade to 400 amps. So that's the reality of the world that we're going to soon live in. 803-0930. It is Hammer Time Radio on WBEN. Is it true, regardless of refrigerator make, all compressors are from a single manufacturer?
Come to the right place. Our sponsors have earned the Hammer
Not
Time
single,
seal
but very
approval
limited.
by operating with
That's
honesty
why,
and integrity. So
for
remember,
instance, LG got in a lot of trouble because they want millions from a Chinese
Lakeshore
company.
Bank believes in community banking
We're bad.
with exceptional customer service
Yeah,
and
we're
local
bad.
expertise.
And they weren't
Lakeshore
real
Bank
standing
is here to
behind
help you with all your financial needs, from home financing to small business banking. Lakeshore Bank gives you access to state-of-the-art online banking tools and the attention, flexibility, and responsiveness you deserve. Visit one of Lakeshore Bank's 10 Western New York branches. Call 716-366-4070 or visit mylsbank.com today. It's Susan Rose. If you've ever dreamed of a new kitchen, now's the time before these unheard of savings disappear. Kitchen and Bath Unlimited is
Starting to
making it
get
possible
things
with
prepped for winter and
incredible
wanted to
discounts.
know
For the
what I
first
should
time
do.
ever, decor
Exterior
cabinets are
faucets,
25% off,
through the
and
wall.
every bit of that discount is passed directly to you. Imagine saving thousands on the kitchen or bath you've always wanted. But this offer ends October 6th. Stop in today at Kitchen and Bath Unlimited on Union near Walden.
Kitchen and Bath Unlimited.
Or visit kitchenandbathunlimited.net.
What's something you need to live but rarely think about? The air you breathe. Dirty ducts can cause headaches, allergies, even illness. Dust, pet dander, mold, it's all in the air. Call Peter today, 716-683-3000, extension 303. Ask about the Hammer Time discount on duct cleaning, purifiers, and dehumidifiers. Breathe better, live better.
For every breath you take.
Dominic Ortiz here, all around the corner, and the perfect time to get your home ready for winter. USA Installation's premium foam seals every gap, keeping warm air in and the Buffalo chill out. Keep your home cozy and your heating bills stay lower. New York homeowners may qualify for up to 80% off installation costs with state and federal incentives. USA Installation even offers spray foam for homes and businesses. Call 716-431-4500 or usainstallation.com.
USA Insulation.
Hey, Tom, Dominic sent you. This is Dominic Ortiz. Fall is on its way, and winter's not far behind.
You've been
Make sure
busy.
your home stays comfortable all season long with a $99 health and safety checkup from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend
A little bit of everything.
green system
You know what I mean?
to keep you cozy and warm with flexible financing to fit your budget. Nothing beats
I get
rain.
a lot of
Visit TRSHeatingAirConditioning.com for details.
35
TRS Heating, Air Conditioning, and
repairs.
electrical. Powering tomorrow, comforting today.
WBEN.
Hi, Dominic
How about
Ortiz
you
here from Lenko
Yeah, we're
Supplies. If you're building a backyard
Been a
deck,
pretty good
pergola,
year.
or even a
Yeah.
barn, trust Camo Fasteners
It's funny,
for the job.
lead
From
count
structural
is down,
fasteners to stainless
but
steel and
job
coated
size
deck
is up.
screws, Camo gives you
So our
long
sales
lasting
are
quality. Their
looking good.
drive system makes
Volume,
installation
sales
fast and easy. You can stand while
It's actually
you're
been kind of
fastening
nice
with
because
precision.
we
Lenko
can spend
has
more
everything
time
you need. Shop
with
online or
a
visit one
customer
of
for a
the
bigger
free
job.
convenient
We're not
locations.
rushed.
And don't forget, local delivery
Yeah,
is free on orders
that's
over
me too.
$500.
I prefer that. I don't have to rush through and try to
Live,
tell
local,
people it can't be
Buffalo.
fixed.
All day long. News Radio 930 WBEN.
This is WBEN Radio in Buffalo, New York. Dominic Ortiz, Hammer Time Radio, where the time is 11:22. My guest in studio, Mike Mastrangelo. We're taking your appliance repair questions or anything around the house at 803-0930. To Lewiston we go. And Robert, good morning. We're at your house.
Mr. Dominic, I live in Lewiston. I'm in the 80s. My hot water tank is about 8-9 years old. I got maybe a few more years on life. Should I buy an extra hot water tank and store it so this when this one goes, I can have it installed?
Well, again, we don't have to worry about that till 2030. In the meantime, how is the hot water tank functioning? Are you seeing any problems with it? Any rumbling? Any water leakage?
No, it's not that, Mr. Dominic. It's age and price of changing to electric.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about that, as they say, until 2030. How old is it?
Well, it's 8 years old.
8 years old. I would say, if I were you, I'd keep my eye on it. Drain off a gallon or two every so often, once or twice a year from the bottom of it. That'll help prolong its life. And in 2028, I'd start thinking if it's still working, I would replace it a couple years before the 2030 deadline.
Okay, and I have one more question for the gentleman and the appliances.
Go ahead.
When we remodeled about 15 years ago, we bought this countertop stole, and it was made in New Zealand, and parts are so hard to get, it's impossible. Your suggestion, replace that countertop?
What is it, a cooktop?
Yes.
Okay, and it was made in New Zealand.
Do you know what brand it is? Do you know what brand it is?
Oh my God, let me tell you. I blame my wife, but she's not around anymore. That's what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But you could always text or call me, and we could look into it and see if it's something we could get parts for, or could have to consider replacing it.
Send a picture. Do you have a cell phone? You can send a picture to Mike, and he can help you. All right. All right, Mike. Give me your phone number. Okay, hold on. I'll give you my Mike's phone number.
716-491-5691.
Okay, Bob. Thanks for the call. Good luck with that. New Zealand. I had never heard of
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what that is.
Let's move to Lockport now and chat with Darlene. Good morning, Darlene. You're next. Hey, Darlene.
Okay, I have a GE, I guess it's electric tumble dryer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't typically put anything in there that's going to rattle or roll. And every time it goes around, it sounds like I'm washing spare change. Is that something I can let it go, or do I need to have someone come remove the drum?
Well, it's likely you have something wearing out as the drum's turning. GE has a unique design with their dryers. Instead of having rollers on the bottom, they have almost like a ball hitch on the back that it connects to the back wall. So it's probably something metal on metal or something along that line happening. So it's probably something you need to get checked out, because it will start to affect the usage of the dryer.
Could there be some screws that are loose?
Could be, for sure.
They're falling out?
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Could be anything, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could actually
go,
be change or something, like you mentioned.
There you go. Yeah.
It got out of somebody's pockets. It could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely have it looked at, though.
For sure.
Yeah, give Mike a call.
For sure.
Okay, Dar, thanks for the call. Darlene's line is now available, 803-0930. A texter's writing, is it true regardless of refrigerator makes, all compressors are from a single manufacturer?
They're not from a single manufacturer, but they're very limited on manufacturers. That's one of the reasons why some of the companies got in trouble. Particularly LG, they bought a bunch of Chinese compressors. We're talking millions of them, and they had a huge recall on them. And what they were doing was they would give you a new compressor, but you had to pay to have it installed, which most of the times made it not worth.
One of our librarians is Max Willig. He's a architect, and he's an avid listener of the show. He just texted me, New Zealand is Fisher Paykel.
Okay.
Good brand.
Yep.
They started with 2-drawer dishwashers. I remember that.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
That is a premium brand, Fisher Paykel. So that is, I didn't know it was made in New Zealand.
I did not.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Max. Let's see. I have a newer top loader Whirlpool washer. It is easy to unplug. Is it okay to do so to save on electricity? I only use it about once a week.
I mean, certainly you can unplug it. There's really no reason to, however, because it's not drawing anything if you're not using it.
Yeah,
it's different than like a refrigerator.
Except maybe she's thinking about a power surge.
Right. If you have you
definitely have to be operating though, right?
Yeah, it depends. Usually yes, but you could also just put it on a power strip. That would help as well.
You could do that.
Yeah, you could do that with a washer.
But you don't want to do that with a refrigerator.
You do not want to do that with a refrigerator.
Explain why.
Because of the recurring compressor and defrost issues. It's constantly turning on and off throughout the day. So you don't want to do that with a refrigerator.
Would it be safe to say, Mike, that plug strips are generally hazardous?
Yes, I would say so. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of these reasons that you're mentioning, and there's certain things that you don't want to plug in.
Correct. You don't want to do that. And like they do make specific refrigerator style ones that you can purchase, a little more expensive, but they take into account what's going on during the cycle.
My guest in studio, Mike Mastrangelo from Master Appliance Repair, taking your questions about appliances or anything around the house that I can help you with. 803-0930 in the 716, outside Buffalo, 1-800-616-WBN. And then there's the Volkswagen of Orchard Park text board, same as our call-in number, 803-0930. It is the bottom of the hour, and it is time for the top of the news. We're back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Dominic Ortiz. My family-run business believes in supporting other family-run businesses like Buffalo Plumbing Showroom. With their long tradition of excellence, they offer top-quality plumbing and design solutions. From water-sense fixtures to luxurious
Okay.
rooms and the latest home renovations, you can trust their expertise to deliver high-quality materials. Call one of their sales associates at 826-1400 and schedule a visit to the Solar Registered Showroom located at 600 Bailey Avenue today.
We do the 3 and 4 seasons.
Yeah. What brand do you sell?
It's called Better Living.
Better Living.
That's from Philadelphia. Craftsville is the parent company from Philadelphia.
Does that require foundation?
Well, now we can use our helical piers for that. So yeah, they do need to be footed, whether it's with a pier or a full foundation. But the helical piers have been perfect for that.
So if you're going over
you still need to have the piers. Yeah. Yeah, we can cut through concrete and put the piers in. The helical piers. Those are great. Yeah. Yeah.
Actively calling for them to be shot. It's disgusting and violent.
Whirlpool washer paisley will not spin. Sounds like it's spinning but not moving.
Listening to Fox News.
Shifter issue. There's different gearing in there. Usually those probably a shifter.
From the WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom, I'm Chris Giacobello. Here's what's happening. Buffalo police responded to a multi-car crash on Route 33 West near Grider Street last night, just before 8 o'clock. It was reported that 6 cars were involved and several individuals were transported to nearby hospitals as a precautionary measurement. There were no life-threatening injuries as all lanes
I try to.
last night. And the incident
Become like the
remains
point
on
man.
the
Yeah, and I try not to spend every show all the time talking about it.
Postseason at home
So I'm
tomorrow
glad
at
you
1 o'clock
called me.
against the Saints, but some
Gave me a
key
chance
defenders
to
are
try.
already
That would have happened.
It would have happened.
And Coach
Just,
Thomas
all you need to do is, and I even try not to bring it up, because it just ends up, oh, no one wants to talk about it.
It's not very
It's terrible.
Yeah.
clear, I should say, where.
It's such a travesty.
It's a big
Well, it's true. And I need to keep that in mind. Yeah, I need to keep that in mind.
Catch all of those action on our sister station, WGR Sports
Every time I
Radio
fix something,
550.
they ask me that.
The WBEN Paul Davis Restoration Newsroom is a
It's 2030. I mean, that's going to
Stay
be,
in the know and follow our updated XP for the
that's
latest
around the corner,
following at
and it's going to be a
WBEN.
huge
Broadcasting
setback.
on News Radio 930
If that happens.
WBEN since 1989.
And I'm hopeful that between now and even the end of the year, we're going to see some
Brought to you by Lakeshore
sensibility,
Bank, putting people
not to
first
mention
since
for
1891.
2030.
Looking to bring the gym to your home? G&G Fitness Equipment has everything you need to build the ultimate home workout
Sorry?
space. With premium treadmills and bikes to top quality strength equipment and saunas, G&G offers top brands like Inspire, Light Fitness, Matrix, Rock Fitness, and more. Plus, enjoy financing options with 0 down and 0% interest. Visit us at Williamsville and Orchard Park or online at ggfitness.com. Let us help you build your dream.
Looking for the perfect window treatments? At Budget Blinds in Williamsville, we're locally owned and bring the showroom to you with a free in-home consultation. From shades and blinds to drapery, shutters, and Roman shades, we offer a wide range of options, working with top vendors like Hunter Douglas. Plus, with our 5-year no questions asked warranty, you can trust us for a long haul. Visit us at 850 Worley Drive or call today. With over 500 5-star Google reviews, we pride ourselves on exceptional service. Budget Blinds in Williamsville. Quality, service, and value in every window.
Hi, it's Dominic Ortiz. Whenever someone asks me, what do you call for roof repair or replacement? I say call Ava Roofing and Siding. They install over 1.5 million square feet of shingles and siding annually across Western New York. When you call Ava, you get superior service, including expert foreman,
On
What's the
every
cost
job,
on the,
get an on-the-spot free written estimate and project drawing
cooking
for your roof replacement or
It's
repair by calling
$84.99.
34-FREE-ROOF or go to AvaRoofing.com. Ava also offers 0%
It depends if it's a smaller class, yes. If it's a bigger class, no, it's more just demonstration.
Listeners, it's time to gorilla your basement. Right now, get 10%
30.
off our beautiful residence basement floor, 20% off custom cabinet and storage solutions,
Yeah.
and a whopping
Yeah.
30% off truss core panels to get your basement holiday ready. Why is the
Yeah.
Gorilla Floor the best in West New York? We're the only ones bold enough to guarantee protection against the number one cause of floor failure, moisture. Every Gorilla Floor comes with a built-in vapor barrier at no extra cost. No shortcuts, no peeling, no failures. Just Gorilla
either way
Strong
you
protection.
right?
Visit
Yeah,
GorillaGarageGear.com.
That's
It's
a
so
winner.
nice. If you're
Oh, yeah.
ever dreaming of a new kitchen, now's the time.
And he makes
before
sure
these
that nobody goes home
savings
hungry.
disappear. Kitchen and Bath Unlimited is
He's
making it
awesome at
possible with
knowing how much to
incredible
make,
discounts.
too.
For the first time ever,
Cipollini's.
Decor cabinets are 25% off, and every
It's
bit of
this
that
big.
discount
Yeah,
is
I think
passed
I think
directly
I
to you. Imagine saving
Is it right on
thousands
Main
on the
Street?
kitchen or bath you've
You know where
always
that
wanted.
park is?
Yeah.
Offer
Right
ends
there.
October
Yeah.
6th.
It's a
Stop
sub
in
shop.
today at Kitchen and Bath
They're
Unlimited
connected
on
to the
Union
sub
near
shop.
Walden. Or visit kitchenandbathunlimited.net.
Couple electrical calls coming in.
Read the news online at WBEN.com.
This is Hammer Time Radio on WBN. Dominic Cortez with you. Mike Mastrangelo, my guest in studio. Appliance questions are welcome and anything around the house at 803-0930, where the time is 11:36. Let's travel to Buffalo and chat with Nick. Good morning, Nick. You're next.
It just keeps freezing shut, and then the fridge won't cool down. So I'm going to replace it with, I believe, I'm thinking about a Sub-Zero with a column, so I don't have to worry about the freezer part. But my options are water inside or no water. I just wonder if we can.
I'm a fan of the water inside. It seems to be the new trend. It's obviously a very convenient feature, but
So not in the door.
it's not in the door. It's actually usually on the sidewall.
You have to open the door?
You have to open the door and you put your glass against it.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. It's it eliminates tubing and that going through up to the door,
Sure.
things like that. So
Sure.
it's a nice feature.
Mhm.
I would recommend it for sure. Absolutely.
All right. Okay, Nick, thanks for the call. You, having said that, you're a fan of that, but you're not a fan of ice makers.
It's just they have a lot of problems, you
Mhm.
know, especially when there's in the fridge section. They're basically putting a little freezer in the fridge section, and it's just not a good combination.
Good point.
Yeah.
Orchard Park, Paul, good morning. We're at your house.
Hey, good morning. I wanted to follow up on surge protection.
Mm-hmm.
Question is this: is a whole house surge protector an answer that eliminates the need for the strips?
Yes. Yeah. Whole house is the way to go. You could spend the resources to put a surge protector at every appliance, but that's really unnecessary if you protect the entire house.
Is there a particular brand or capacity I need to be concerned with?
Not that I'm aware of. I would ask a reputable electrician that question. All right. Okay. Good luck with that. Thanks for the call. Let's travel to Amherst now and say hello to Sam. Good morning, Sam. You're next.
Good morning, Dominic. This is Sam. I talked to you a couple of weeks ago regarding electrification and the wrong-headedness of it all. And I came up with a letter that I sent out to a variety of state senators.
Good.
And it's a strategy. I actually sent you a copy too. I don't know if you got it, but it was basically producing an ad campaign, one like nothing's ever been produced before. That basically is a dramatic commercial, if you will, and it portrays, the effects of losing electricity, losing grandma, and I actually, and showing the aftermath of some of these storms. I actually gave it to one of the a citizen to one of the senators, and she basically said, yeah, make it heartstring tugging
There you go. Yeah.
You know, and interviewing family members. So I also, you know, I basically suggested that these commercials that are really over the top dramatic, that will, you know, motivate even the most Democrat, liberals to, you know, contact nerds. The whole thing is, the whole basic underpinning of this is, you know, not to motivate Republicans, it's to motivate the Democrats.
Good point.
The Democrat voters who have, you know, the ear of these politicians downstate, and to air these commercials, not just anytime haphazardly, around local news and national news, and specific targeted Democrat areas.
I like where you're going with this. You've heard me say, if you're a regular listener, that my concern is that after January 1, when we have an electrified home in a neighborhood, it's all homes are electric, and we have a storm and a power outage, and someone should die because they froze in a brand new house. What kind of calamity would that be? But that's where we're headed.
Yeah, the blood's going to be on Kathy Hochul's hands. I mean, I hate to point fingers, but in the downstate contingent that allows this to happen when these people die, and they will, they have in the past. It's not, you know, a real reach for this to happen.
Well, that's true. Unfortunately, you are right. You are right. I appreciate your passion, Sam. I really do.
It's something that really is so far-reaching that so many people don't know about it, that really should know about it. And
You're right. Well, this is why we've, you know, kind of adopted our platform here to be able to get the word out. But you're right. It's still on deaf ears because, well, if you're not involved with a new home, you'd certainly be totally tuned out. You wouldn't have any interest. It wouldn't really be affecting you, but it's going to affect us all in 2030.
yeah, I mean, it's far-reaching. It's the builders right now, but you know, it's not just around the corner when it's going to affect us all. And the whole goal of this is to remove it totally, which is crazy because there's no plan in place to do this.
Exactly.
And they know this, yet they still keep pressing forward with it. And there's so much. I've spoken to politicians, you know, assembly people, and they all agree. I have yet to find someone who backs this particular action, and it's sad because they don't speak up. You know, they don't speak up. They're afraid, and they know it's wrong-headed, and they don't speak up.
Well, again, you're hitting all the right buttons for me, and you know, speaking up about it has been my biggest flag that I'm waving, and I am hopeful that it's going to do some good. But people need to participate by making their voices known. And your idea of a campaign to promote the downside is spot on. Thanks for bringing that up.
Nick Langworthy has the political chops to put this in place, to get the political money to produce these commercials. It has to be at least out there that people understand what's at stake. And I contacted his office, and I can't, and I know he's the one who really is trying to give it.
That's right. He's proposing federal legislation to reverse this. And we're hopeful that we might get somewhere with that. And stay tuned. We'll be updating as soon as we hear on how that's going. He's promised to keep us up to date on the progress at the federal level. So.
Yeah, this is state security.
Yeah.
This is, you know, security on, you know, homeland security at least.
All right.
It is.
All right, Sam. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Yeah. I wish everyone was as passionate as Sam about this because it's really kind of going to be what we need to be able to affect some change. Let's move to Clarence and say hello to John. Good morning, John. You're next.
Good morning, Dominic. Hey, I've got a Kenmore refrigerator, double door. The ice maker line is sprung a leak somewhere within the box. And I have not been able to find somebody who wants to come out and look at it. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, you're talking to him.
Yeah, those can be difficult because of how they spider through the refrigerator and the doors and so forth. But yeah, you can certainly call me at 716-491-5691,
and I can get some information from you, and I can see if I can help you, and we can see if we can get you fixed up.
All right, John. Thanks for the call. Good luck with that. In his case, we should have asked him how old it was. But do you help with that decision, whether it's worth it or not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a big part of my job now, because cost versus lifespan is huge. So it's definitely a conversation that I have on most calls, to be honest, at this point.
And so you're charging a service call, and that would be where it would end if you tell a customer, look, at in good conscience, I can't suggest you repair this.
Absolutely, that's how I operate. If I go out and I do an actual repair, I just charge for the repair. But if it's something that can't be repairable, we would just charge a basic service call for my time and the diagnosis.
A texter's writing, what brand refrigerator has a reputation of having good, dependable quality compressor?
I'm a big fan of Whirlpool, also Maytag. They've had pretty good. You don't hear too many problems with those. Also, GE is pretty good. The ones that have had problems have been some of the Asian products, such as like LG and Samsung.
Okay. A texter's writing, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Curious if your thoughts on heat pump hot water heaters. Heat pumps are great. There's really nothing to be said about a heat pump that's negative, except in some cases, in heating appliances, a heat pump will only perform at optimum conditions above 30 degrees. But to generate and store hot water, other than the cost of the utility, that's the biggest issue. I think that would be a negative, is the cost of the utility. So in the meantime, having a gas appliance is going to be more dependable, more reliable, and cheaper to operate. Texture's writing, what is the best way to fix minor R134A refrigerant leak from solder joint in high pressure line of refrigerator?
Call a professional. That's not really something you want to handle on your own.
I mean, how long before it's all leaked out too?
Well, that's it. If you have a leak, it's probably something within the cavity of the refrigerator. Usually, you may never find it, and you're just prolonging the inevitable.
Texter's writing, can your guests tell us what products are American made? Because I've run into where they've got parts from other countries.
Well, most of your American products would be Whirlpool, for instance. They're the umbrella brand. They have Amana, they have Maytag, KitchenAid. Most of that is built in Michigan, to be honest. GE is now, there's a big, you probably have heard, a lot of people have heard, GE is moving a lot of their factories back to the Louisville area, Kentucky. So those are the big ones there.
But it's probably safe to say we're talking about American made, maybe assembled here, but I'm sure there's foreign parts in everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no way around that.
Yeah. With that said, do you have a recommendation on, you mentioned Whirlpool, what about for washers and dryers? I know what you're going to say. Speed Clean.
Speed Clean's the best. And the reason they're the best is because they're old school. They're still built minimally with heavy duty parts, but they are very expensive. That's the downside.
Well, but again, you say you get what you pay for, but it's true that we're paying a lot for appliances that are not good.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, you feel as though they are.
I do. You're definitely going to get a lot more longevity out of them, but you're probably going to pay 2 to 3 times as much.
A texter's asking me to help them figure out what to do with their exterior hose bib. I'm starting to get things prepped for winter and wanted to know what I can do about an exterior supply line that goes through the wall in the basement. It has an existing valve to shut the water off. However, it's seized up, and forceful action would most likely break it. The whole pipeline is copper and soldered. I assume it would need to be shut off, the whole water to be shut off. But it might be a good idea to take the opportunity to remove the existing copper line in favor of those nylon PVC slip fit lines, which I've seen, by the way. They're pretty cool. Have you seen this yet, Mike, where you actually have what looks like a dryer vent cover, and you simply open that and insert and turn, and that is your water supply. Pretty revolutionary. That is all PVC, connects right to your copper system. I would imagine that would be a good idea if you wanted to consider that against simply having that that frozen handle freed up from being seized, and maybe do a price comparison between the two. And that might be the decision-making factor, is the cost difference. 803-0930, still time for you in the last few minutes of Hammer Time Radio for this Saturday morning. We'll be right back after this.
Bank believes in community banking with exceptional customer service and local expertise. Lakeshore Bank is here to help you with all your financial needs. From home financing to small business banking, Lakeshore Bank gives you access to state-of-the-art online banking tools and the attention, flexibility, and responsiveness you deserve. Visit one of Lakeshore Bank's 10 Western New York branches. Call 716-366-4070 or visit mylsbank.com today.
Imagine a dust-free environment in your home or workplace. Sounds too good to be true. Well, it is. But there's a catch. Indoor Air Professionals will tell you it's impossible because we shed 50 million skin cells daily. But their customers swear by the results. Indoor Air Professionals can improve dust, allergies, asthma, and even your heating and cooling system. They've even found lost money and jewelry. So call Peter at 683.
I have a Gibson refrigerator.
For amazing deals.
It has to be 30 years old, still running strong.
Dominic Ortiz here. Fall's around the corner and the perfect time to get your home ready for winter. USA Installation's premium foam seals every gap, keeping warm air in and the Buffalo chill out. Keep your home cozy and your heating bills stay lower. New York homeowners may qualify for up to 80% off installation costs with state and federal incentives. USA
I have a KitchenAid refrigerator, always seems to have moisture in it. Fruits, vegetables always are wet. Yeah, even just a day after being placed.
And Tom Dominic sent you.
Could be the seals.
This is Dominic Ortiz. Fall is on its way, and winter's not
So
far
the air is
behind.
leaking.
Make sure your home stays comfortable
They get
all
moisture,
season long.
they get
$99
droplets at the
safety checkup
seals.
from TRS Heating and Air Conditioning. Need an upgrade? Well, TRS can recommend
That's
a high-efficiency
probably an
rating
easy
system.
fix, right?
Well, what they could do is take an air dryer and kind of like just gently heat it up a little bit and press
Visit
it, magnet again, and you can fix
TRSheatingandAirconditioning.com for
it.
details. TRS Heating, Air
But you
Conditioning.
gotta be careful, it's not low.
Powering tomorrow, comforting today. Hi, Dominic Ortiz here from Lenco Supplies. If you're building a backyard deck,
Refrigerator
pergola,
seals
or
are
even
very
a pole
expensive.
barn,
Are they?
Yeah.
Camo fasteners for the job. From structural fasteners to stainless steel and coated deck screws, Camo gives you long-lasting quality. Their drive system makes installation fast and easy. You can stand while you're fastening with precision. Lenco has everything you need. Shop online or visit one of their free, convenient locations. And don't forget, local delivery is free on orders over $500. Attention contractors, this is Dominic Ortiz here to remind you that Herb Company is your trusted source for top quality contractor installed products. From tankless hot water heaters to energy efficient boilers and radiant heating systems, Herb has what you need to stay ahead of the curve. With building code changes coming next year, costs are likely to rise. So now's the time to lock in savings. Visit herbcompany.com.
This is
or call one of our
so
now sales
convoluted.
Associates at 825
The way the
1400 today.
messages
Plan
come
ahead
in.
and save with Herb Company, your partner in excellence.
Stay tuned right after Hammer Time for Senior Radio Buffalo, hosted by Linda Pellegrino. Senior Radio is dedicated to informing and educating baby boomers and active seniors all over Western New York. Coming up at
11:53 is Hammer Time. My guest for the hour is Mike Mastrangelo from Master Appliance Repair. Mike, give your phone number out again.
716-491-5691.
Let's see here. I have a KitchenAid refrigerator, and it always seems to have moisture in it. Fruits, vegetables, etc., are always wet, even just a day after being placed in the refrigerator. The refrigerator doesn't appear to have a humidity control on it. Any ideas what I can say, what I can do besides calling the guy? We have made service calls, and no one seems able to fix it.
I would look at their refrigerator door seals. A lot of times, if you get just a little bit of a opening or it's not sealing correctly, it will create moisture and droplets inside the fridge. from the warm air migrating in. So an easy thing to do is maybe take a hair dryer on low gently and loosen up that seal. That way it'll then press the magnet against the door.
So maybe
it makes it more pliable.
It's not contoured enough to fit tightly.
Yeah.
It's a good suggestion. Yeah. All right, Williamsville is our next stop. Bill, good morning. We're at your house. How you doing, Bill? Yep. So solar is obviously a worthy investment, especially if you have long-term plans to stay put. There's a federal tax incentive that's being removed from the landscape at the end of the year, so be aware of that. And I would definitely consider solar as a worthy idea to help reduce your electric bill for sure. Well, yeah, but you want to make sure that you get estimates on the total cost of the project. All right? All right, good question. Thanks, Bill. All right. Let's see here. A texter's writing. I have a Gibson refrigerator. It has to be 30 years old and it's still running strong.
Not surprised to hear that
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
They just don't make them like those anymore.
Yeah. When you talk about longevity, a texter's writing, do you mean relative to other machines that are around? Because I've maintained and replaced parts on old refrigerators like the old Borg Warner made old school refrigerator with a big, heavy duty, thick door. And that thing runs like a monster, and a lot of other appliances did.
Absolutely. I mean, they just, like you said, the doors and all the parts, so nothing is like it used to be.
Yeah. I have an old furnace that lasted almost 30 years, and then about 6 or 7 years ago, we had a brand new replacement Lennox. After 3 years, it's has been one service call after another. I mean, this is basically what we're talking about, where things aren't made like they used to be made. And I don't know what it is about that. You would think, well, the Speed Queen being a good exception. Why is it, Mike, that the manufacturers of Speed Queen have themselves invested in old school technology? Obviously, you said they cost more, but they're lasting longer. Are they not realizing that they're not creating work for themselves for replacement because they're making these things so good to last?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of what's going on now is just, particularly the demand is there for all these features and technology that looks great in the store up front. And people are, they're attracted to that, but they just don't think about the long term, longevity of and the repair costs.
But what a manufacturer say, wait a minute, if we make things, I guess this is probably part of the whole psychology. If we make things to last, then we're not going to be able to get new work to replace them.
Correct.
So they're basically making less work for themselves.
Correct.
Speaking about refrigerator door seals, what is the life of the rubber?
That could vary because it depends on how much you're opening and shutting and so forth. It should last the life of the fridge, but if a little bit of maintenance on those, like I said, such as softening them up and so forth, will help to make them last. And using a hair dryer on low is a good way to go.
So, what appliances are you generally not touching anymore?
I'm not touching some of the very new refrigeration, mostly because they're putting computers in them. They're putting screens and internet and all of that. And when you combine that with cold air and refrigeration, it's just a recipe for problems. That a lot of it comes right from the manufacturer when they're built, and there's not a lot you can do about it in the field.
You think that would be an odd combination, as you mentioned. You're bringing that kind of technology into what needs to be a cold environment,
right?
And do they, because it's cold, do they not endure and wear as well. Is that part of the consequence?
Well, the problem is now, like some of the stuff is newer. We don't have long-term data on it. So, but you can see a lot of that's happening, and they do try to insulate some of that, but it's just not holding up.
All right. Well, time has whizzed by as it always does when you're our guest, Mike. Thanks for doing that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And give your number again real quick.
716-491-5691.
And your prediction for tomorrow.
Go Bills. It's going to be a blowout.
That's right. Okay. Go Bills. Have a great week, everybody. We'll look forward to seeing you next Saturday, same time, same place. And always remember, life may be hard by the yard, but by the inch, it's a cinch. Everybody, see you next week.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.